Hey everyone, welcome back. So we are replacing the rear brake pads on my Chevrolet Captiva. It does have, that little like a metal mark that makes a noise, like a high screech noise that lets you know that it's nearing its end. I was a bit concerned because it does have the electronic brake, and I know a lot of times the electronic brake is actually on the actual brake disc. On the Captiva is very much the same as the BM, where it actually has a separate drum that's hidden behind the disc, and that's what the Captiva has, so I don't need to worry about that. It's literally just unbolting the wheel, taking the housing off that holds the brake pads, and then pushing the piston back and then refitting everything. Fortunately on the Captiva, because the handbrake is not part of the rear brake, the rear brake disc, I don't need to use this. I know on the Volvo you have to use these fittings. So what happens is, let's say you take this and then you would put this in because it has like little dots where this is going to fit in, and then you put it in, you screw it, and then it pushes the piston back in place. Fortunately, we just need to use a clamp on a C-clamp to push the piston back. If you wanted to, you could actually also put a screwdriver in and push it back. I don't like that because sometimes it might just slip, and then you're going to start gouging into the housing and stuff. So I don't want to do this, and by doing this, it really goes quickly. You just put this on, you take your old pad, put it on, and then push it back. I'll show you how I'm going to do that on the Captiva. One other thing, or a few other things, one of the most important things that I would definitely recommend if you're planning on doing this job is to make sure that you have all the necessary tools. Now, to do this job, you're not going to need as much as what I have here. However, doing any job, it's that saying, that old adage, measure 9 times, cut once. So you want to make sure that your prep work is of the highest standard, or that you have all the tools to do the job properly and to do it properly the first time. If you don't have the correct tools, number one, the job's going to take much longer. Number two, you might actually break something, and it's actually going to become much more expensive. Number three, you might hurt yourself because you don't have the correct tools to unbolt something. As I mentioned, you might break something, which is really disappointing when that happens. When this is something quick, it's supposed to be quick and easy. That's why you are doing it yourself, so that you can save bucks. But at the same time, if you do this, you enjoy working on cars, you enjoy working with your hands. So make sure that you have the correct tools. It really makes the job so much more easier, enjoyable, and you get it done first time around. One thing that I need to do, I do have an hydraulic jack, but it's too small. So I'm gonna need to use a piece of wood just to help lift the car up. So that's my next purchase, to get one of those nice bigger industrial sized hydraulic jacks, so I can actually lift the Captiva up much more easier without having to use, like I said, a block of wood just to assist with lifting the car up. But once we get the car up in the air, jack stands are important, guys. Please, please, please don't don't be those guys that tries to do anything underneath the car, with it being suspended in the air with the hydraulic jack. You never know, things can, with you moving, the car can move, the actual hydraulics can fail, it can leak out and you underneath there, and then what? So safety is paramount. So just make sure that you make use of an hydraulic jack, trestles or jack stands, very important. Then to release the 2 bolts that hold the actual brake pads on the rear caliper, it is a 14mm spanner, and we're probably going to need to use number 17, because it's like it has a guide, and on the other side of the actual caliper housing, I might need to just secure it, otherwise it'll just spin the whole time. So number 17 span, I'll show you guys when I do that. And then the housing will come off. We'll take the old brake pads out, fit the new ones on. Oh yeah, what we also need to do is just open up the brake fluid reservoir cap. Like I said, this is a bit excessive. It's not a bit, it is excessive, all of those tools. You don't need all of that for this job. But sometimes it's just good to be prepared so that you can have all these different types of tools when you're working on your car. So just wanted to quickly share that. But with that being said, let's quickly jack the car up, support it, and then we can take the wheel off. Let's find a safe place to put this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. That is always a scary part. Alright, let's quickly move on to changing the actual brake pads. Hey guys, so a very good reason why you also want to make sure you're on jack stands or trestles is if you want to work like this, you know, you don't need to worry about anything coming down. The reality is, if you're going to use your hydraulic jack, you never know when that thing might just give in, if something's going to break, and then you're working here. So safety first, please always secure your car on a jack stand. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to quickly break these two bolts loose. They're 14 mils. Just make sure, whether you work on this car or any other car, that you just be mindful of the actual brake fluid hoses. You don't want to hurt that. Okay. Let's use the 1/2 inch because it's more torque just to break off. Let's go here. What size is this? I need to put the extension on. Okay, so sometimes if you guys heard me, if you remember me saying this earlier, sometimes this will spin because this bolt here is spinning with the actual bolt on the outside. So then you just need to you see there how that moves. So just secure it like that. But for now, seems to be okay. This car is on 215,000 kilometers. I think this is the first time these rear brake pads have been replaced. When I bought this car, it was on, I think it was a demo model. I think it had 20,000 kilometers or 19,000, something like that. You guys can see, look there. Still looks absolutely brand new. And I converted it from a service plan to a maintenance plan. And then just as the maintenance plan was finishing, I sent it in. The guy said, okay, we're going to do a major. They didn't do a major service with regards to the timing chain because I did that now. But they replaced the front, a lot of stuff in the front, the suspension, like the shocks, control arms, the front disc, the front pads. If I'm not mistaken, they replaced the rear shocks, the front shocks, a few of the engine mounts in the front as well. Spark plugs. But they didn't replace the brake pads or the rear disc or rotors. So yeah, so with these two bolts out of the way, now we can actually remove this housing where the actual piston is on. You guys can see. So we're gonna use the C-clamp to push this back. Also try and remember the orientation with regards to which disc goes where. Let me just take this pliers and just push this out. So you'll see this one, yeah, it just started and it made like it didn't sound nice. But the disc itself, or the rotor itself, is still thick. I'm not going to replace this. There's really no need for that. And the reason I was saying we need to just keep a lookout for the orientation is there, that there, where's the new one? Let me show you guys. So this is this over here. It's this little clip. So when the brake pads wears to a certain length, it's going to start making like, especially when you put it in reverse, it'll make like a high-pitched noise, an audible noise that tells you that there's a, what do you call it, a brake wear indicator, to say that, listen, your pads are almost finished, you need to replace them. Yeah. Okay, let's quickly just clean out these this anti-rattle clips and the guides. These things, they're the same. There's no real orientation, but we just want to make sure that we clean them as best as possible. And we're going to put some grease. I don't know where my copper grease is, but we'll just use normal grease just on the edge of the brake pads. Where's the brush? That's out. So these clips, they act as guides, and they also act as an anti-rattle clip, because there's constant tension on them, pushing the pad up against, so it doesn't wobble. So they are very, very important, especially if you don't want to have that horrible screeching noise when you brake, or to hear that clunky noise because the brake pads are busy wobbling around as you're driving. As you can see, just a nice steel brush gets rid of most of the dirt. Just put this back on. Just clean up here as well. Okay. And then the other one. There's a drum on the inside here, and that thing, you know, there's a cable that's running here, and it will just obviously pull out, and it catches on here, so this doesn't move. So when you release it, the actual shoe will push out, so that it stops the rear disc from spinning, or the rotor from spinning. So we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, that's it, nice and that's acceptable. Let's put this over here. There we go. The disc sits on this bit, the pad wear indicator sits on the outside, or more, yeah, on the outside, depending on where you think this is. There we go. Just give me 1 second, guys. There we go. Hey, now the glove is getting. The gloves keep on getting stuck in here. There we go. There we go. And really that's it with regards to fitting this on. Let's quickly just take your old pad, just one, put it here, and then where is the C-clamp? What we're going to do is we're going to fit it on over like this. I need to open it. If anything, guys, please be careful with regards to this part here. You don't want to have the actual housing fall, because because of his brake, the brake hose. That's don't want any leaks or anything to happen, or any future damage. So as you can see, it's actually going back in. Let me just turn this a bit. You guys can see for yourselves. Just bring this up a bit there. Yeah. Just focus a bit more. Just focus there. There we go. You guys can see there's still a bit of a lip, so we're gonna just continuously turn. And that's what we want. So now the piston is pushed all the way back inside, and this one goes over without any issues. Just push these guides back in here, and then take your bolts, put them back in. I don't have the torque settings for this, however, on all the cars that I've replaced my brake pads, I actually don't, this is the one time I actually don't really worry about what torque settings you fasten this as tight as possible, guys. This is a crucial part of a crucial key part with regards to you driving a car. So you want to make sure this is as tight, tightly closed. Like you will, please just make sure that you tighten this very, very hard. Again, I'm going to use the 1/2 inch here, and bye, patience. I can see there, if you guys can see over here. You can see that's turning there. So take your number 17. So that's a 14mm socket there, but this requires a 17mm spanner. As I mentioned, here you're going to make sure it is completely fastened. This one is fine. This one is not spinning, so I don't have to worry about securing it with the spanner. There we go. Everything is on, and so when we press the brake pedal later on, the piston will obviously push, and it will move as and when the car is driving. But for now, everything is done. Everything is secure. For now, this is a bit loose, obviously, because of the piston being pushed all the way back, but everything else is fine. As I mentioned, this rotor is still thick. There's no need for me to replace this. There aren't any real gouges or anything in here. It was just this little bit of wear from the one brake pad. That one there, just a little bit here, but it's nothing major. So I know many times people will say, no, just replace the rotors. There's really no need for that to be done here. Alright, so what we're going to do now is fit the wheel back on, jack the car up, remove the jack stand, and then we're going to torque this up to the wheel nuts to 120 Newton meters. That way we know this is also on fuss. In Afrikaans, there's a saying called fuss is fuss, meaning, if you translate directly back to English, tight is tight. And that just means that it is properly on there. So let's quickly do that. Okay, so I think that took me about 10 minutes. I didn't check the time. The longest time, or the thing that took the longest when I was doing that side was actually jacking the car up. As I mentioned, that is my next purchase, is to get the proper hydraulic jack, a more industrial one. One that's actually a little bit more, going much more lower. but it lifts up higher. So that is definitely something. I'm probably going to buy one tomorrow, and I know I have it. I keep on saying I want to do it, and then I don't. And then when I work on this car, then I realize, oh snap, I actually forgot to go buy that. So a little bit of my own medicine, you know, the right tools will make the job go a lot more quicker, and I mentioned that in the intro. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoy these type of videos, these how-to videos. Let me know. I'll make more of them. I'll actually make a playlist on the channel where you guys can actually go like how to, and I'll actually discuss what we've done in this car on another video, because like as I mentioned, the car's through for about 6-7 months. I had to replace the timing chain. I'll show you guys all the stuff that I've done there. But yeah, this was quite eventful, but the car's running nicely now, so I needed to do this ASAP. So, but yeah, thank you for watching. Any questions, as always, comment section below. If you've enjoyed this, please smash that thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already done so, please consider clicking that subscribe button and then hit that notification bell. That you won't miss any of my future uploads. And always, guys, and most importantly to you and your loved ones, please stay safe out there. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.